Many people are concerned with the BRICS as a threat to the US dollar.
Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade?
What everyone should be focusing on is this. Since 2017, BRICS nations have worked on a shared blockchain network, BRICS Pay. This isn't a new currency, but a network that connects all the native money of the BRICS, and each country's most prominent payment companies are helping to build this out. As part of the BRICS Plus program promoted by the BRICS Business Council, BRICS Pay is an international payment system offering services to participating banks and financial institutions. The internet layer gives 24/7 access, a lot like another payment system that launched not too long ago. How does it use blockchain? The system integrates a wallet for digital cryptocurrencies of BRICS countries and fiat accounts. It can combine accounts of different blockchain networks and open accounts in foreign banks. The decision to use blockchain was based on a 2018 memorandum, understanding the prospects of using distributed ledger technologies to develop the digital economy.
Today, India is the country with the highest number of digital transactions in the world. Countries like UAE, Singapore, France are also joining this platform. There are several possibilities of working on this with BRICS countries also.
So why have we yet to see any evidence of this? It is apparent that within BRICS, things could be better. Mainstream media suggests that there are many divisions in policy, whether or not to expand. Then there's the situation in Ukraine, and the pandemic, which came right after this, indeed had an impact. But if the BRICS has its payment network based on blockchain that is also compatible with other blockchain networks, it would make it easier to connect their economies without needing the dollar. They don't need to agree on how it works either, just decide that it is needed. It looks like they all do.
Participants also debated the question of whether a BRICS currency is possible or even desirable. Under certain circumstances, it may be possible to simplify international trade and the attendant payments using a collection of domestic currencies without any reference to any international reserve currency.
Joyce is a Russian blockchain network and is based on the Ethereum code base. Joyce is also present in over 30 countries, but let's stick with Russia. One of the largest banks in Russia is Sberbank. In March of 2022, they received a license from Russia's central bank to issue and exchange digital assets. In February of the following year, they announced a DeFi platform that would run on Ethereum. The idea came from their blockchain lab, which was created in 2018, the same year that BRICS Pay was introduced. India has been hot and cold on crypto for years, but right now they sit on the G20 presidency, and one of the top items on the agenda, global crypto regulation. Some of the leading banks in India are using blockchain technology. In 2021, the State Bank of India joined forces with JP Morgan's blockchain. In 2019, the communications arm of one of the largest companies in the world, Tata, joined Hedera's governing council. Recently, Ripple has solidified a position in India, working on their digital rupee project. South Africa is still in the early stages, but progress is compelling. Their CBDC project, Coca, has been experimenting with DLT since 2018. They also have a focus on using blockchain for digital trade finance.
From an African point of view, a highlight of this conversation was the discussion of the Pan-African payment system, which has immense potential to stimulate trade and growth by increasing the spend and certainty and reducing the costs of cross-border payments in Africa.
Brazil has already recruited Stellar and Aave for their CBDC program in collaboration with MasterCard. Elo, a big card issuing company, also wants to bring in crypto companies. Interestingly, Elo and Mercado Bitcoin Exchange also have a working partnership. Then we have the LAC chain, a DLT-compatible payment system that runs throughout Latin America, which initially ran on EOS, but now runs on the Quant network. Pix is another national payment network launched by Brazil's central bank in 2020. In just 3 years, they've integrated Pix into Coinbase and MetaMask. But for China and the 28 million assets recently issued on Ethereum, Alibaba's new chairman is crypto-friendly. Alibaba has several arms, one being payments, often in collaboration with WeChat. Hong Kong has been the loudest when speaking on crypto innovation, behaving very friendly with American crypto companies. However, their blockchain-based services network is more compelling.
And our mission is to make the technologies low cost and accessible to all the developers around the world. So BSN, we're really a big integrator. So we've integrated cloud service providers such as AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Asia, China Mobile, and Baidu AI Cloud. And we've also integrated different blockchain technologies onto our network.
It was created in 2020 by the most important entities in China, from finance, tech, and telecommunications. UnionPay will be one of the leading issuers of payments on the network. Red Date Technologies will provide the cloud infrastructure.
The World Economic Forum in Davos saw the introduction of the Universal Digital Payments Network for stablecoins and central bank digital currencies. The network seeks to make these digital currencies interoperable. For the past 2 years, GFT, Red Date Technology, Toco, and DLA Piper have all contributed to the development of USPN.
Red Date Technologies would follow this up with the Universal Digital Payments Network, and you guessed it, this global network will have 12 use cases covering CBDCs, stablecoins, e-commerce, and tokenization. This collaboration was with GFT, a German tech firm, and DLA Piper. DLA Piper is one you're familiar with. They use a service called Toco, which happens to be built on Hedera Hashgraph. Putting aside the debate on the dollar, let's look at what is potentially at stake here. More than 40 countries are looking to join BRICS. Currently, BRICS countries make up 26% of the global GDP. Research suggests that if these companies were to align economically with BRICS, they would control the world's economy by 2030.
The BRICS Plus economic agenda, Iran is already part of it because we are part of the international north-south transportation corridor, where the three main actors are Russia, Iran, and India, which happen to be 3 members of the SCO. And if Iran gets into BRICS, 3 BRICS members. So you see how naturally these interpolations and interactions are converging. And that's why we have a head of state like Lukashenko saying, BRICS Plus and SCO, they have to work together. Makes total sense. And this is something that will accelerate in this summit. And I would venture to say to all of you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong in 1 year, next year, the BRICS summit is going to be in Russia. And maybe next year, this whole thing is going to explode in full force in the international scenario.
Suppose all the countries of BRICS are working on blockchain and DLT. How could this influence the next wave of adoption? How will all of these instant payment systems worldwide change how we interact with money altogether? Everything we covered in this video is just a tiny piece. To find out what's happening with payments in the United States, you should watch this video. As always, I'm Wade Teamer, and if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see you in the next one.